Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. Stay tuned until the end for a special offer. Hello everyone. Today's oil painting measures 24 by 30 inches and it's still a work in progress, but it's the biggest figure painting I've ever done in class, so I thought I'd break it up into two videos. Real quick before I start, if you'd like to see a 30-minute tutorial of this video with instructional voiceover along with hundreds of hours of exclusive content and monthly art rewards, feel free to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/happydartist. This is our first 3-week pose in class this year, so we're working from a live model for 3 hours every morning, 5 days a week for 3 weeks total. I usually just center the figure on an empty panel and focus solely on rendering the anatomy and ignore the background, so I always end up with these incomplete looking paintings at the end. For this piece, I didn't want to do what I always did. I wanted to end up with a fully complete painting, including the background, so I spent the first 2 days of the pose making small thumbnails and studies to play around with where to place the figure, how big to make the figure, and what the environment should look like. I started off with a small thumbnail sketch that was only about 2 inches tall, and then moved on to a 6 by 8 inch small panel to expand upon the concept. I ended up with a Bouguereau inspired aesthetic of a woman sitting on a rock near a shallow pond with early fall themed foliage all around her. I tried to incorporate colors that were already on her body into the environment and vice versa, so that the entire piece felt more integrated at the end. I also overlaid some foliage in front of the figure so that she felt more nestled into her surroundings and didn't appear like I just cut and pasted a figure onto a landscape painting. During the model sessions each morning, I only rendered the figure as I wanted to fully capitalize on having the model in front of me. The first step was to block in the proportions. I had primed my panel with 3 layers of white acrylic gesso, then I toned my panel with a thin layer of burnt umber mixed with Gamsol. Then, I took a photo of my small study and used Photoshop to overlay a basic 3 by 3 grid over it. Next, I used a pencil to lightly draw a similar 3 by 3 grid over the large 24 by 30 inch panel so that I could match the 6 by 8 inch grid in order to place the figure accurately inside the composition. I used a mixture of burnt umber and titanium white to draw the lines of the figure with a paintbrush. While the paint is still wet, you can easily wipe away or nudge the lines until they're accurate enough. But after the paint dries, it becomes much harder to tweak the block in. So this was also a fun exercise in challenging myself to nail the basic proportions and anatomy in a single 3-hour session. After the block-in, I just started rendering from the top of the head and worked my way down. Some students and teachers prefer to start with a purely monochromatic first pass to get the values and anatomy down without juggling color at the same time, and then they'll go over the monochromatic version with a color glaze afterwards. But I actually struggle more with interpreting a color source and converting it to monochromatic, so I just dive right into color right away. For me, it's easier to just mix colors on my palette to match the color I see rather than having to ask myself, what kind of gray should this light beige patch be? Or what value of dark gray should this darker brownish shadow be? For me, it's a lot more straightforward to just mix the color I see, load up the brush with that color, and then sometimes I'll hold my loaded brush up in front of the model to see if the color of the paint matches the actual color on her skin. Every artist has a different preferred method, and the great thing about art is you can experiment with different techniques to find one that suits your specific needs the best. Another hilarious aspect of my personal methods is my tendency to change my mind. I was so excited about my concept for the environment at first, but after 2 weeks of working from the model, I became a little bored of my initial idea to just have her sitting in a pleasant little pond landscape. I started to feel this urge to add some weird, surreal, or fantasy elements to it, or perhaps changing her from a normal human into some sort of fairy or nymph or mermaid. This always happens when I give myself too much time to work on a painting. I start to question my initial ideas and wonder if I should be changing it to be more exciting or more fantasy themed. So perhaps by the time I release part 2 of this video, you'll see me deviate from that small study. I realized how much work it took to render the figure so exquisitely that I wanted the background to measure up to the same level of refinement and care. I had initially been so inspired by Bouguereau, and I looked at so many of his works for reference, that I realized the piece will end up feeling more like a Bouguereau painting and less like a Happy D painting. So, what do you all think? What are some ways I can make the composition more interesting or dynamic? I'm very open to any suggestions, and honestly, it would be kind of fun to collaborate on this piece with my beloved YouTube family. Or maybe I should just leave it as is and try something other than my usual themes. Maybe it would be helpful to try a concept that is more classically inspired so that I can learn from the master oil painters of the past. I don't know, but I'm very open to hearing your honest feedback. And with that, we are reaching the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you in advance for any suggestions or ideas on making the environment more interesting. Stay tuned for part 2 of the video in the next month or so. I'm also excited to see how the piece will evolve and turn out, and I can't wait to share the results with you all soon. And of course, you guessed it, my eternal never-ending sale is still going on in my shop, so if you'd like 20% off your order of prints and originals, just enter the code HOLIDAY at happyd-artist.com. And if you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and even surprise art gift boxes. All available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. I wanted to quickly thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video and for supporting my channel and the art community. I've actually enjoyed using Squarespace for 4 years now to build and host my online shop and website. So whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and visit squarespace.com/happydartist for 10% off your first purchase. Also, if you want to check out more artworks, works in progress, and just random daily artist adventures, feel free to check out my Instagram, and you can follow me at the handle @happydartist.